Hey guys, welcome back to Anyone Can Cook. If you're here for the first time, my name is Jamie and I'm gonna try to make things as easy as possible. So today we're gonna be making fried rice. So let's get started. These ingredients are good for 2 people. You are going to need 3 stalks of celery, a small yellow onion, a small piece of ginger, some garlic. These little containers you see over here are the size of a tablespoon, so you need a tablespoon of rice vinegar, sesame oil, soy sauce, and over here there's a combination of 2 tablespoons of soy and teriyaki sauce. White rice, of course. I recommend long grain like jasmine rice or any rice you want to use really. Also 2 eggs, 1 egg per person. If you want to do a vegetarian, then just add more veggies or more eggs. And then the last part is optional, so you could use beef, you could use shrimp, you could use chicken. And for garnish, you're going to need sesame seeds and scallion. For this recipe, you just need a wok or a large saute pan, also a cutting board, a sharp knife, a large prepping spoon, and a small tasting spoon. I want to show you how to make the rice, but if you already know, just skip this part. You just need to get a small pan. You need 2 cups of water. 1 cup of rice. And you're gonna let that boil at medium to medium high temperature. It's been boiling hard for about 10 minutes and now it's starting to dry out. You can hear how the water is evaporating. So I'm gonna lower the heat, very low heat, and I'm gonna cover the pan. It's been 10 minutes. I just turned off the heat. The rice seems to be nice and fluffy. That's perfect. Just turning it around so it doesn't overcook in the bottom. We're gonna put it aside and let it cool down. If you let the rice cool down, it's gonna give you a better result. If you want, you could skip this part and buy a bag of frozen carrots and peas, but I recommend that you do fresh vegetables because it's gonna taste a lot better. So let's start with the celery. So I'll start by removing the edges. I previously washed all the vegetables, so we should be good. So we're gonna start by turning the celery upside down. If you want, you can just do straight angle, but if you want a nicer bite and a really nice look on the plate, just turn the knife at an angle. Towards the end, to make it easy on yourself, go back straight to a straight angle. I like to use baby carrots because they have really good flavor and they are already peeled. So you just cut it in half. Then slice as thin as you can. It doesn't have to be precise, but it will give you a nice variation of bites on your dish. The onion, you just cut it in half, and these will help you to peel the onion. To dice the onion, you're just gonna do horizontal cuts. Then you can turn, do some vertical cuts. The pieces don't have to be very small. Now let's do ginger. And the easiest way to do this, to peel it, is to use a spoon. Once the ginger is peeled, then you're gonna cut thin slices What we're gonna try to do here is to dice the ginger very small. So by cutting thin slices first, then you can pile those thin slices and cut them like this. And you just turn around and cut as small as you can. So that's about 1/4 spoon. I'm gonna give you a tip to peel the garlic quicker or easier, and that's just with putting the cloves together and then and just like that. Look, the skin comes off. Now this doesn't have to be precise, but you can do thin slices first. You want to do it as small as the ginger or very close to it, and just you can do something like this. Clean your knife, get all the pieces together once again. And this should be good. You don't want them to be too small because then they'll burn quickly. As you can see, the ratios of ginger and garlic are different. You want to do 1/4 of ginger and 3/4 of garlic. I think there's never too much garlic, but if you use too much ginger, then it can be overwhelming and maybe too spicy. We're getting close to the end of dicing, guys, don't you worry. We're gonna continue with the scallion. Let's remove the ends. I previously washed all the vegetables. Everything is clean. So since this scallion is going to be used for garnish, I'll show you 2 ways. So you can do just a flat angle, just like this. But if you want longer pieces that are going to decorate the plate, then just turn the knife in an angle and you get longer cuts. Okay, last but not least, for the ones interested in beef and their rice, we're gonna slice very thin pieces so that way they're gonna saute quickly. The beef was previously marinated with soy sauce. If you do it for at least ½ hour, then it will add more flavor to your dish. After washing my hands, I gathered all the ingredients. So now we have everything ready. It's just a matter of getting the pan really hot. For this, you want to work with high temperature, really high temperature. So that way the vegetables are cooked on the outside and they're still crispy and fresh in the inside. I like to use vegetable oil because it doesn't burn as fast as the sesame oil. So we're gonna start with the eggs. We need scrambled eggs. It's just a matter of preference if you want large or small pieces of egg in your rice. So cut them through, add a little bit of soy. So we start building layers of flavor. Okay, this is good. We're gonna get these out of the pan. Now we're gonna saute the beef. Just if you're not using beef, skip this part. If you see smoke coming out of the pan, just lower the heat. Let it cool down a little bit. Okay, it's perfect now for. You don't want to overcook the beef, just enough. Here, add a little bit of soy, Again, we're building flavor. If you like your beef cooked very well, then just keep going. This is good for me. Just gonna take it out of the pan. What is really nice about using a wok for this is that you have a larger surface and all your vegetables get cooked pretty much at the same time. We're gonna start with the onions. The onions are turning brown very quickly. Remember, we're working medium-high temperature, so everything is gonna cook really fast. Once the onions turn in color and it becomes fragrant, we're gonna add garlic, ginger. Keep turning everything around. That way, nothing burns. All right, let's add celery, carrots, your pan might start getting a little dry, so you can add a little bit of water. Once the water we added before gets evaporated, we're gonna add the rice vinegar. And that's gonna take everything, all the flavors together. What is really nice about this dish, what makes it come together, is that you have the sweetness of the carrots, the aroma of the garlic, ginger, and onions, the acidity of the rice vinegar. When the vinegar has evaporated a little bit, you can add beef and start mixing everything together. You can also add the eggs. Once the vegetables are ready, you have to go very quickly because you don't want to overcook the vegetables. You want a nice bite and a nice crunch. I'm gonna start by adding 3/4 of the rice and see if that's a good ratio of ingredients. Also, I'm gonna add the mixture of soy sauce and teriyaki sauce and a little bit of sesame oil. All of these things are gonna give the rice a very nice flavor. Not only flavor, but color too. Just keep turning all the ingredients so nothing gets burned. The rice gets fried. At this point, you need to taste it. That way you know if you need more soy or more teriyaki. Yum. This is delicious. Let's lower the temperature. Our rice, it's officially ready. Now let's do my favorite part, which is plating. You get enough rice on the plate. You're gonna sprinkle fresh scallions. And the sesame seeds. There you have it. Beautiful and delicious fried rice. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. If you have any comments, just leave them down below, and I'll see you next week.